Hello, this is Arrowhertz, and this is, I guess, part 2 of my homemade Pokemon episode, I guess, from before. Uh, well, I don't know. I found some cropped photos that I have of all the ones from the last time, and even some extra ones that I couldn't actually find the actual on paper photos for. So there's some extra ones. So at first I'm just going to go over the Pokemon from the last episode, and then I'm going to lead into the newer ones that I've made. I'm also going to be showing some of the characters that I had from back when that I'd drawn for that era, I guess, and then through the new ones that I've made. Because I don't know, I'm kind of interested in the Pokemon Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. So I guess I'm making Pokemon again. So yeah, there's me from last time. There is that's actually one of the previous hosts from from the Arrowhertz channel. And this is a buddy of mine. He's been in an episode or two, I think. So let's go over the Pokemon. So there's Boilum, the rock fire Pokemon that's a volcanic rock. It goes up mountains and lives in the sea. And Boilum, and Steeman, its evolved form, which is like a train whistle. We've got Woodpie, which is a dried out leaf and twig tree kind of bird Pokemon. I'm not sure if I made it really a specific bird, kind of like it looks like a dodo kind of. And then Magpie, which is essentially its evolved form. It looks tougher and meaner, and it lights on fire. So it was kind of a cool idea. This was before they made that new fire one. So this is Cubark. It's a dog. Yeah, it's a dog. So I've got E-Kitten, or no, E-Clitten. I guess it's like an eclipse, and it's an eclipse cat, but that just sounds bad. And then Duscat, its evolved form, which looks kind of like it's got a little bit more tempered. Looks like it's not that nice. It's kind of like Persian. And then we've got Panite, which is a panther. I mean, it looks like it's got those claws on it, which look like it would tear into some Pokemon meat. We've got Woodniff, which is a forest spirit, kind of like Celebi Pokemon, but not as high profile. And then its evolved form Treekie, which puts on a mask and follows people through the woods and curses them. And then Treekie Tokies. Treekie Tokies line areas in the woods and make huge shrines, and the biggest Treekie Tokies are the kings. And then this is I forget what it was called. It was Hoodling. Hoodlings, they steal jewelry and they make clothes out of leaves that they find. And then this Hoodlar is pretty much the same thing. It's just a bigger, tougher version. And then Hoodberries, every so often one of the Hoodlars in the areas will evolve into a big Hoodberry, and it's kind of the same function as the other Pokemon, as the Treekie Toki. It becomes the king of that type. And then we had, I think that is Mistion. Mistion has a cloud tuft around its tail. And Steamion, which I think it was a fire-water type or something like that, or steam type, and it was able to turn invisible. And this is Cataroo. It's a cat kangaroo. Yeah. This is Presto. It's a magician's wand, so it's a psychic type Pokemon, and it evolves into magician's top hat, Magnifico. Which I guess these Pokemon live at a circus or something, or they hide with a magician. Not really sure about that one. Pesihis, which is this snake that is kind of hates everything and hates the world. It's kind of sad and angry because everything sucks. And then Optihis, which is the one that kind of really thinks that everything's fine and it can take on anything. So the two sides of that. That is Megapede. I know there's been lots of centipede type Pokemon they've been added in, but this was something that I made. I wanted to make it like a kind of like a cat and a centipede. And then we have what did I call that one again? Crap. So anyway, this is Pomato. It's a tomato potato. It's a vegetable. That's why it has nothing really special about it. That was Tombstone, the gravestone Pokemon that appears in graveyards and pretends to be people's gravestones. And this is Komoda. It's essentially going to be one of the tough kind of Titan Pokemon, kind of like, let's just say it's the start off to, well, it turns into it, because then this is Commodore, which it kind of, that could be its full form right there, Commodore, which is, it's supposed to be like a dragon type. And then there's the legendary Pokemon, which we had Excalibur. We had Excalibur, and we had, of course, my drawing a blank on their names now, but this was the Singing Sword. So, either way, let's get on to the new pictures that we have here, the ones that I just made recently, and these ones are going to be in color. So, but my hands suck. I've not drawn for a while. So this is that was me. I guess that was this new style I went with, and I wanted to draw some people that I guess I see recently. So this is somebody. It's based off of somebody from my work, and another person. I just pretty much just kind of went, I'm gonna draw those two people from my work. They're gonna be the new Pokemon trainers for this new thing. So now we've got myself, a remake of myself, and then there's, yeah. And so here are the new Pokemon that we have. There is, oh, we're gonna have to take a little bit of time to go over them. There is Impatsu, which is the Psychic Bent Pencil. Now the reason I kind of even went with this is because in Japanese, I'm pretty sure pencil is Empitsu. And I wanted to kind of make it a spin-off of that and the word empathy, or empath. So it was a psychic pencil, and it's bent kind of like a psychic spoon. Now there's what else? We have eyeshadow, which it's I don't know, a dark ghost type or something like that. It's kind of generic. A lot of these are just kind of just based off of just household items and things that I've just kind of seen around recently. Ribian, which I made the male and female form of Ribians, which on the male one, his mustache that's actually his arms, and on the female one, the little side ribbons, those are the female one's arms, and the rest of it has legs, and the other one doesn't really have legs, just has like the pink parts on both of them. That's actually their mouth. And I know it kind of looks like the one has a big gaping mouth, but that's its nose. Then there's Falum or Fallum, whatever. I've not really set these names in stone. And some of them I might not even really keep, but which essentially it's just a leaf, and depending on where you are, the leaf, it looks different, and it evolves into a different pile of leaves. And Pipe Snake. Okay, Pipe Snake. Now, what can I say about this one? It's a snake that its body turned into metal, and to get what it needed, it actually started connecting itself to plumbing. Then so its teeth, they all changed away, and its teeth turned into a kind of a spiral pipe tooth, and it connected itself to plumbing. And it eats the fluid and matter that flows through your sewage, through your plumbing. So it eats poo. It's a snake that eats your poo. It's a poo snake. Well, it's pipe snake. And so after that, I decided to make a few more. And I started with this apple. I don't know. It was an apple with eyes. I was just kind of doodling, and so I have no idea what I'll call that apple. It's an apple. And I don't even know what I'm going to call the next one, but I know what its type is, what its species is. So it kind of looks like more like a strawberry than an apple, but it's based off an apple, and it's kind of got the apple leaf and all that. So it is the strawberry apple punch Pokemon. That's kind of it about that guy. It's a boxing apple strawberry. Now this is the next one this cat is the one that I made that's more interesting. Now this cat, it's a tuxedo cat, and it's wearing a bow tie and a kerchief. Or it appears to be wearing a bow tie and a kerchief. But in truth, that kerchief that it has there on its left breast pocket, it looks like, that's actually this cat Pokemon's heart. Its heart is exposed on the outside of its body, and it has to be around other Pokemon and people that will be nice to it, or else obviously it will die because its heart is on its sleeve. And that bow tie, well, when this Pokemon gets mad or wants to act tough, it takes in a deep breath, stands up, and its bow tie enlarges. That's because that bow tie is this cat Pokemon's lungs. This Pokemon's lungs and heart grow on the outside of its body. Yeah. Making Pokemon is fun. So, after all of the interesting Pokemon that I've made, I've decided I'm also going to make a small little Warhammer narration, I guess, for the end of this video. I'm just going to take a piece from one of my stories, and thanks for watching. Or listening. Well, I guess there's pictures you're watching. Well, you might be kind of glancing. Well, you know what I meant. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and the other thing.
Ha ha ha! More Space Marines to kill!
The war boss shouted as it walked into the middle of the room and away from the hole in the wall. Darkseer was held high up above the war boss's head. The blades of the war boss's power claw dug itself into Darkseer's power armor. Darv's, his body laid lifeless on the other end of the room. His armor had been crushed in the waist. Large lacerations covered the armor, some finding their way to the flesh. The back of his head was smashed and torn out. Blood and delicate brain matter dripped and dangled from the exposed section of his skull.
Marshal!
Teradith shouted as he leaped through the hole into the back of the war boss. The pistons strained with the added extra weight of the two Marines, and the war boss began to lose balance. Teradith grabbed at the pipes and exposed cabling with his free hand, hooking onto the war boss with his knife in the other hand.
Get off of me, you git!
The war boss shouted as it tried to shake off the Marine from its back. Darkseer could feel the pressure from the claw rise and lower and dig into the ceramite layers of his power armor. Aiming the pistol through the vice grip of the talon-like fingers, Darkseer fired 3 times into the mechanisms of the robotic arm, bending one of the pistons and fracturing the armor behind it.
Roar!
The war boss shouted, as its attention was brought back to the Marine in its grip. Darkseer fired twice more into the arm, piercing it with the second shot. The bolt round exploded within the arm, and its grip loosened. Teradith grabbed one of the pipes, connecting from the war boss's back, into the shoulder plates of the mega armor. Teradith chopped into the piping. Black, greasy oil spurted out onto his face, dripping down onto the breastplate of his red and black power armor. The massive claw fell lifelessly to the war boss's side, dropping Darkseer to the ground. Teradith struggled to stay on the war boss. As it shook and butted, the war boss crashed its back into the wall behind it, smashing it, leaving an indent in the wall of the Marine's backpack.
Marshal, quickly!
Teradith shouted.
I can't hold it much longer.
Teradith held on with every ounce of strength he had.